Are you spending hours and hours of your time training but still getting no results? Well, in this video, I will share a solution with you that will get you better results with weight loss, fitness, strength, and with a lot less training. So be sure to stick around for that. So many people make the mistake of training for quantity instead of quality. They go to the gym for hours on end and they never see results. Or they spend hours upon hours doing cardio and they see little to no progress for their efforts. Or they do hours and hours of group fitness classes or boot camps every week and they never really notice their body changing except for maybe a little bit of an improvement with their fitness. Generally, these people think that doing 60 to 90 minutes of exercise is better to doing, say, 30 to 45 minutes of exercise because it's more. Or they think that doing 6 or 7 days training per week is better than 3 or 4 because it's more. And they pretty much always have the more is better mentality when in fact more is actually less in most cases. For some people, more is actually worse. So doing more exercise can be worse for you. And more exercise may mean higher stress levels on your body, which can lead to fatigue. Plus, that can prevent you from losing weight, toning up, getting fitter, and even getting stronger. Now, these people are usually overtraining, doing the wrong type of training for their goals, or they're just doing way too much training and simply focusing on quantity rather than quality of their training. And it's so easy to just get into the habit of just going through the motions with your training sessions without ever really putting any emphasis on progressive overload and improvement with what you're doing. But then there comes a time where you eventually probably realise that what you're doing is getting you nowhere, but to be honest, it's no wonder. Now, the key to physical progress with strength and fitness, but even weight loss, is progressive overload and constant improvement with fundamental exercises like squats, bench presses and push-ups, hip thrusters and deadlifts, even things like chin-ups as well. So it's not about smashing yourself so hard that you puke, contrary to what personal trainers teach you, unfortunately. Now, the real change in progress is made when you take the time to track your progress and make sure that every workout you do is slightly better and slightly improved than the last one. Now, the human body always responds best to gradual and steady changes through increasing reps, increasing weight, intensity with gradual improvement rather than just all-out effort to smash yourself for the sake of doing it like a lot of people do. Now, this is just senseless time and energy wasting exercise, okay? It's not even training, to be honest. Now, the idea of training is to come back a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger, a little bit better each and every session pretty much. But how can you do that if you do a marathon training session every time you train and train 6 or 7 times a week, never really allowing your body to fully recover? And what if you could get more out of your training with less time for your workouts and probably less workouts through the week as well? And probably feel a lot better as well too, because you won't be so overtrained and tired. Now, you need to remember that training is as much about rest and recovery as it is actually doing the exercise itself, believe it or not. And allowing enough rest and recovery between each session so that you can be at your best every session and also improve every session. Now, you just can't recover efficiently and effectively when you just smash yourself for an hour 2 times a day and 7 times a week. Your body will simply be in recovery mode all the time, constantly, and you will never really improve with your strength, your fitness, or weight loss, or toning, or anything doing it like this. And now this is one of the main mistakes a lot of women make with their training, and I see it all the time. And it's either all or nothing for most women with their training too. Like, they'll do 6 or 7 days per week, maybe even 1 or 2 hours per session. And eventually that leads to frustration, no result. Motivation eventually lacks due to the lack of results, so they end up quitting and they just do nothing at all. So basically it's one extreme to the other. It's 7 days a week or it's none. So it's no wonder people quit with that approach, but there's no common sense to the approach, and nor is it realistic. Who can train that much long term anyway? I'm yet to meet someone who can, unless they're an athlete and that's their job, of course. It's not realistic for most people. It's not even realistic to remain long term for most people. And you must always think long term with your training, okay? Not short term. So get out of this whole 12 weeks to fitness mentality, because fitness is for life, okay? So proper progressive training is about gradually adding the weight and all the reps to these exercises so you can get stronger, then you can get leaner, and you can also get fitter, and that will obviously help with weight loss as well. So gradual incremental improvements over time that lead to better strength, better fitness, better posture and movement, plus an increased metabolism, which that can obviously help you to lose weight and lose it faster and keep it off. So the long marathon training sessions that you've been doing really need to stop if you are serious about losing weight, getting leaner, having more muscle tone, and even improving your health, okay? A healthy body is not a stressed and overtrained body. Now, the nonsense of training 2 times per day for over an hour each session, that really needs to stop from now on, okay? Now, what you need to do is something like this, okay? So if you get a pen and paper, you can write this down, some good tips here that will help you. So for your resistance training, you should train 3 times per week, okay? So for about 45 minutes for most people, if you go as weight loss and toning in particular, and train your whole body each session as well. So the best exercises to focus on are squats and deadlifts if you have a gym. Otherwise, you could do hip thrusters as a replacement, or both. Bench press if you have a gym, of course, but otherwise you could even do push-ups and even chin-ups. So just get 3 or 4 main exercises to work on, improve on them, and master them as well. So not 7 or 8 exercises just because it sounds good and looks good, and so you could also throw in some bridges for a bit of extra core work, but that would be about all you would need to do for your strength. But just aim to increase the reps and or the weight pretty much every week, okay? So it's constant, steady progression. That'll turn out with you getting stronger. But be patient and persistent and keep increasing the weight and reps every week or even every second week, okay? Because progress will slow down as you get stronger, fitter, etc. And for your cardio, just do 1 or 2 sessions per week of interval training for about probably 10 to 15 minutes per session, rather than the hour or 2 cardio that you've been doing that's getting you nowhere. So basically, sprint for 20 to 30 seconds to start with, all out effort, give it everything, 110%. Then what you need to do is rest for about a full 60 to 90 seconds, okay? So really focus on recovery, and then you can do your best effort for every single set that you do. Now, it may seem like a little amount of exercise and a lot of rest, which it is, but don't make the mistake of cutting the rest part short like a lot of people do, because that will result in you just doing half-assed sets. Now, the key is to put every ounce of power and energy into each and every set, so recovery is very important, and you need to recover properly before you do each set. If you only rest for, say, 30 seconds, you will not be recovered, and your sets will suck. They will suffer. You won't get the most out of it. But as your fitness levels improve, you will require a lot less rest, okay? Now, 3 to 4 sets of, say, 20 to 30 second sprints is fine to start with, but you can gradually build that up to maybe 7, even 8 sets or more over time as you get better, fitter, and stronger. But it's gradual, okay? Don't go from 4 sets to 8 sets within a week or 2. Just need to be patient. Now, you can also increase your sprints. You can increase them up to about 40 seconds if you like. That would be about as long as you would go. Increase the amount of time you're sprinting for as you get better at it. So gradually work your way up to, say, 40-second sprints for about 7 or 8 sets. Now, doing cardio like this is much better than normal steady-state cardio, okay? Unless, of course, you're wanting to run a marathon, then that's different. But for general fitness, fat loss, toning, this approach is much more effective and ensures more longevity as well. It's realistic. So make sure you put everything into every session. Put your effort into specific tasks as well. Not just mindless jumping around and wasting energy just for the sake of doing it, okay? Be direct with what you want to achieve in each workout. Know how much weight or reps or whatever it is you need to do, or how many seconds you need to run for. And then, rather than just going through the motions and just smashing yourself like you've probably done in the past. So that should give you some really great ideas to get started with, okay? But if you want to know how to do the exercises mentioned correctly and safely, and if you want an ideal programming for you to follow for your goals, then fill in the form below, and one of our coaches will contact you as soon as possible, And what we will do is give you a free strategy call so we can discuss your goals and a suitable plan for you. As I said, completely free of charge, so take advantage of that. There's only three spots available, so you better act really quick. They will go fast, okay? So thanks for listening to that. Hope you enjoyed that and took something out of that. Have an awesome week. That's it for now.